Just how many songs did Schubert write? There are so many differing opinions on the subject that the question might well be rephrased. How many tall men are there in London? I am, of course, talking about solo songs with piano accompaniment, generally referred to by the German title Lieder. In our performance of the complete songs, Michel Stas and myself ignore unfinished songs or sketches, however fine. After all, there are more than enough songs to go around. Also in this list must figure lost songs, obviously, songs with no title or text, duets, trios or unaccompanied songs, songs for solo voice and chorus, songs with piano and obbligato instrument, for instance, Der Hirt auf dem Felsen, as well as choruses masquerading as solo songs, and finally operatic arias which have found their way into song albums on account of their popularity. All this would seem to suggest that the tally is fairly easy to estimate with some degree of accuracy. But in fact, this is far from being the case, since Schubert was given to making copies of his songs for friends from memory. In the case of Die Forelle, the trout, 5 such variants exist, none alike, but not so different as to justify their performance side by side, unless in the context of a musicological symposium. Then there are songs bearing the same title with the same text, both completely different. If we look at An den Mond, to the moon, for instance, we find that one song is a fairly conventional setting in the style of the 18th century, while the other is a masterpiece. To confuse the matter still further, there are several songs with identical titles, but which are settings of completely disparate poems. Occasionally, Schubert wrote 2 versions on consecutive days, different enough to warrant performance, if only to show how his compositional mind worked. But simply, versions which imply recognizable difference I consider worth performing, but not variants, since the differences are of the hair-splitting variety. So the jury is out. The most optimistic tally, which includes all published variants as well as lost songs or songs without titles or text, is 706. The much touted figure of 636 is generally accepted. Generally accepted, that is, since much touted. My personal tally is significantly less, 577. Next time, I'll be asking another question. We know Schubert wrote a ton of songs, but why?